All right, we are live, and I wanted to start with two signs. We are on Province Line Road, where the Southern Reliability Link pipeline. Let's remind ourselves it's the proposed Southern Reliability Link pipeline. It hasn't been built yet, but we are on a private plot of land, and this land, which is taking care of Barbara, she's going to jump in the video in a minute, is also wild habitat. So she has been preserving the land, and she's going to talk a bit more about just what land is going to be affected around here. But I just wanted to start with these signs. It just seemed like a sensible thing to do. And then, as far as I know, on September 8th, the vote of the Pinelands Commission whether or not to approve this pipeline, and the specter of them approving it is very much worrying everybody who doesn't want this pipeline here. So September 8th is the day where we'll see if they break their trust or not. They've already broken the trust in the past of protecting the pinelands, but we will see if they follow through on September 8th. All right, so this is Barbara, and I didn't catch your last name, but that's up for you to share if you want.
Okay. Barbara Fox Cooper.
Okay. And you are a homeowner. The home is right over there. I could actually see if I could zoom in. And it's a beautiful property. It is now. And Barbara is very concerned about the pipeline. Did you want to share some general details about the property now that we're on the actual pipeline?
This is about 4 acres.
Okay.
Just barely 4 acres. And it ends down where that bush is protruding beyond the flagpole.
Okay.
Where a tributary to the Croswicks Creek actually goes under the road to the other side of the road. And then it comes in, this is the south side of the property, which is divided 2 acres on this side of the creek and 2 acres on the other side of the creek. And it's a flowing creek. It's a tributary to the Croswicks Creek.
Okay. And
3 of the 4 acres are actually, of my property, is wetland. You can't build on it. And it's all just natural, well-balanced, ecologically balanced woodland and wetland for animals to feed and get water and raise their young.
yeah, it's basically just left to them, to the wild, to let them do what they've done for thousands and millions of years. So it's very noble that you're allowing, and that it is wetlands, that you're honoring that it is wetlands, and let the animals have it, let the plants have it, let nature do what it does. So now that this is all threatened, of course, by the pipeline coming through.
Which is going to run up this road. And see the canopy of trees?
Yeah.
And behind you as well, which is even thicker as you go down the road.
Yeah.
That's all going to have to be trimmed out because the helicopter has to have access to the pipeline.
And actually, to that point, wow, a helicopter's going to be...
Oh.
I didn't realize that was part of the deal.
Yeah, helicopters have to be able to monitor the pipeline for leaks or damage, or in the event of a fire. I don't know that a helicopter
Really?
can get near it, but
Yeah.
that's the rationale they're giving for having to take the canopy away.
Okay. And so that just, a point that came up earlier was I was noting how it's a warm day, but when we pulled into Barbara's driveway, it's very cool around here because of the forest. The forest provides a good thermal modulation to extreme hot days. And so it's actually pretty nice around here relative to the heat that's elsewhere. But if they're cutting down trees and trimming back large trees, that's going to take away from some of that effect too. So here, I'm going to grab my sign and we'll walk. Oh, thank you.
Since you have the camera?
Yeah, sure. Okay, appreciate that. And actually, while we're walking, I just want to say on Wednesday, I'm going to be continuing the walk, and I'm going to be walking with this sign, and I'll be walking right down this property. And it's nice to be here during daylight. It might be nighttime when I walk this portion, but to really get a feel for the subtle things that are really threatened. So, you know, I'm just doing different pipelines, and I have a more general overview, but to see the people that are going to be affected and learn about the animals and the plants and the fungi, of course, which are usually not included, they're all going to be hurt.
We talked about the canopy,
Yep.
but also at risk to these trees. We're going to walk up to the corner. You see how tall they are. They're about 150 feet at least. And they're a good 100 years old. We had a ecological firm come out and evaluate the damage to the trees once if the pipeline goes through. They're going to do...
Yeah, I'll get ahead of you.
Whether they trench this road or do HDD drilling, these trees up on the corner will then get savaged at the roots. And of course, because the trees are up on a berm, the roots are even higher, just below the surface of this road. So it's going to be a double whammy.
So they'll be more affected because they don't have as deeper roots. Yeah, because
they're
I see what you mean.
Tops, and they're going to be, in fact, I have here the letter that evaluated, made that report official. I mean, that's a 30-inch, 36-inch.
Yeah. So this tree is ideally positioned the way it grew when it was early, but now it is very much in danger if they're digging a huge hole in the road and they have machines around here. I'm sure they're not going to be honoring the roots that are the life source of this tree. What was that? I'm sorry.
And there's another tree which she said was even older than this one. Right on
that
the corner.
one right there?
Right.
Yeah, it's very sad.
So, they're not going to die right away. The Transco, or the pipeline people, will repair for damages within 2 years, but after 2 years, we're on our own.
Yeah.
These trees will probably die in the 3 to 5 to 7 year period, which means it's on the homeowner's responsibility to prevent it from, here's another one, from falling on the house or on the road at $2,500 to $2,800 a tree. That's what I pay per tree when one has to come down now.
See, there's all these details. So Transco is only on the hook for 2 years for a lot of these things. Is that in general with a lot of the insurance, like the construction? They're
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Because
now, right across the street here, we have
sneaky.
Green Acres. That's a very large parcel of Green Acres.
Yeah, let me even jump in there a little bit. Yeah. So Green Acres, we're on Province line.
There's a sign for Green Acres. Another 50 feet down.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that sign. So yeah, this is healthy woodlands that are adjacent to where the pipeline would be built. And of course, humans don't always factor in this fact, but these are probably billions of organisms have their homes here, maybe even trillions. A forest, a tree supports, I don't know the number, but I'm sure it's quite a large number of organisms. Our friends and our cousins that will all be potentially impacted. They will be impacted during the construction, and then of course if there's an explosion, a large radius will not survive. So is it really worth it?
Can you walk down to where the tributary is?
Sure, yeah.
The north end of it. I pointed out the south end of it that went underneath the road earlier. You can see where the water runs down here and then empties into the creek. So even if they use HDD drilling, it's going to run, the residue is going to run down here and right down into this creek.
Okay.
Now right now this creek...
So you said the residue from their drilling will come down this way
when they bored,
and go, just like stormwater would.
Right. When they did boring samples up there, it was a good couple of weeks before the residue ended up finally in here, but that was just sand.
Yeah.
When they do HDD drilling, which is forecast for out here, it includes bentonite. Bentonite is a heavy clay that sits on the top of the water. Now right now this creek and the frog pond, which I'll show you on the other side of the property, keeps the mosquitoes at bay. I do not have any mosquitoes. I don't have to use pesticides of any kind because the frogs keep it in balance.
Yeah, yeah.
The frogs are not going to be
predators.
able to survive in anything that is
Yeah, if there's a
suffocated by
blanket,
bentonite.
yeah, and that
Right, and
that
then-
stops the sunlight from entering, and everything's balanced around a particular mix of sunlight and the HDD residue
Right, the
will
bentonite.
throw that off in a large way. Bentonite
Right,
clay.
right. And this is all wetland, so this is all going to be, it'll all run off into this area and affect this area.
Yeah, so things might be killed long before even the pipeline has stuff running through it.
Right.
So even just the construction itself is very destructive. It's interesting also, you pointed out the frogs keeping the mosquitoes in check. I've heard it in many different places, but humans, mosquitoes are more prevalent in places that humans live because we disturb the ecosystem, whereas mosquitoes generally are not a pest unless there's some kind of unbalance, because usually there are predators for them. But
See how cooler it is? You notice that difference
yeah,
from being down there?
yeah, it's just the shade is huge.
I haven't had my AC on but 2 days.
Is this your house too?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
my
this
house.
is the
This
other
is the other side
driveway.
of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, when we bought this property, when we bought this house, was as much, if not more, because of the property, and it was protected by the cemetery from overdevelopment, because we have a cemetery up the street, we have a golf course down here, the Green Acres, and then the preserved land at the end of the street, which is less than a mile from here. So,
Yeah, I drove by the Green Acres.
at the end of the street.
Yeah, that's preserved. How many acres is that, the preserved
Down
land?
there in that corner.
That's on 537, right?
But
Corner of 537 and Province.
539. I'm really not sure. I can't remember. It's significantly large, and it runs from that corner all the way up to Union Transportation Trail up in Cream Ridge.
Okay.
Pretty significant.
Hi, Jean.
So my well is just between those two trees, two big trees,
Okay.
not far from the road. We all have well water out here. The methane leaks not only just absorbs the trees, but leaks into your wells. So the water's going to be affected. We're getting it.
Yeah, we're gonna get it
pretty
all.
low, but it's still, there's still life in there.
Right, I know. I'm surprised that it was as low as it is with the rain that we had. But, there's a pond here. Well, I've seen
It's actually a
herons.
vernal. It's a vernal pool.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
heron-
blue heron?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
among other things, but that was the
Yeah.
shocker for me.
Yeah,
because
that's
it was
pretty
such a
special
beautiful
when they
bird.
visit. Yeah.
They have a
the
great
na-
buffet lunch and clean
Yeah.
out clean out a good portion of the frogs, but they quickly come back. So
It's an incredible place. The animals
and again,
love it
see how
here.
close it is to the road? That's,
Yeah. Yeah, there's the road. You see the car going by, and there's a pond. So the
it's-
road represents the pipeline, essentially. So everything within a certain range of that.
But I have raccoon, deer come through every day
Closer.
with their
Yeah.
babies.
Where is the horizontal
Sorry, say it again. The horizontal drilling.
Well, the horizontal drilling has a big chance of impacting the water.
Yeah.
Again, that's higher ground than this. So where is the residue going to go?
Yeah, water isn't magical around here. It's going to go down, and other liquids that will get in the water will go down too.
Well, they just had to shut down that Sunoco pipeline because of the HDD drilling
Yeah.
poisoning the wells. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I
The
wasn't.
Sunoco pipeline in Pennsylvania, they used HDD drilling, and
Mhm.
DEP for that state, I don't know what it's called, someone had actually warned them that it could contaminate the wells. Now, they have a judgment out now where they wanted people to be alerted when their well is 750 feet from HDD drilling, and all along this route. The
Yeah,
wells are
you're
within
very
30
close to it.
100 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they actually contaminated not just the wells but the aquifer, so the judges shut the pipeline down. But you know, they're in the courts now. They're opening it back. You know, wondering what's happening.
Yeah.
Carlos, it'd be one thing if they didn't have another option. We have renewable energy options today, which we didn't have years and years ago. But we're all very aware that they've chosen to keep the gas energy pool up and active and alive because it's going down this route, down the shore, offshore, to be liquefied and sold overseas.
Yeah.
So nobody in New Jersey is going to benefit by it.
Yeah, and that's a very important point you bring up. Yeah,
It'd be one thing if we needed the gas, if New Jersey was being served the gas. We have a surplus of gas. Even all the development they want to do down in Ocean County, they have a surplus. We already have a surplus of gas.
Yeah, natural gas is fairly cheap, so and that's because there's not really a demand or a super big need for it.
So if they wanted to do this, it doesn't make sense to me that they. I mean, I don't want it at all. But if they had to do it, why they put it so close to families, to preschool, daycare centers, schools, nursing homes,
And through the
cemetery, the Pinelands, Green Acres.
Right.
It's rape. I mean, it's
Yeah.
1/3 of the pipeline is actually going through the Pinelands. If you look at the map, it's 10 miles out of 30. And if you look at the map of New Jersey and where the existing pipelines are, the whole center, the whole Pineland Center is devoid currently of pipelines. But this will be the second one they'll approve to go through. The third, the fourth, they'll open it.
Yeah, exactly. Once you set
Once
the
you get-
precedent that then they're going to refer back to this and say, look,
Right.
well, we're already allowed to do it. Why not another
Right.
one, another one, another
Right.
one? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that whole center they see is an avenue to the ocean, and it's just going to continue. It's
Yeah.
not going to stop there.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you pointed out the overall idea of they're going to export the gas. It's not benefiting New Jersey because this isn't something they advertise when they're telling you about the pipeline.
They're redundant for another
Yeah.
Hurricane Sandy when we know darn right well that they had to turn the gas lines off during Hurricane Sandy because of the fires.
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
provoked. So, you know,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they assume that we haven't done our homework. and
Yeah,
that we don't
yeah.
know. You know, we started 2 years ago. We started doing a lot of deep research on pipelines in general, pro and against, and they're just assuming that
Yeah.
we're naive.
Yeah. Well, let's
And-
do everything we can to
Well, thank you
put
for
up
your
the.
help with that.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Thank
yeah,
you very
yeah.
much.
So if you will, I'm gonna continue. We have another spot. I'm gonna keep this video going because I learned along the way of taking these videos that the longer you leave the video on, the more people tune in. So I'm gonna bring people on the walk with me. I haven't walked today really. I did a jog in the morning, but I'm doing a rest day for Thursday. But it's only a mile down the road. We're gonna go into the historic Arniestown area where we're going to speak with
June and Calvin.
June and Calvin. Calvin being we believe a World War II veteran.
Was a
World War II veteran.
Yeah.
Okay. And they grew up. They raised their family on this road, and their house is very close to the drilling as well. So
It's also over 300 years old.
it's a 300-year-old house. Okay, so it's very historic.
No,
That's
it is.
pre-revolution.
They're going to
Yeah.
put a plastic fence up around it so it won't be destroyed, but there's no way.
yeah.
The basement and the windows.
Yeah,
will
the
survive
whole- the
Yeah.
whole subsoil
When you
and
see
everything.
The house on the corner, I forget the name of that house, but June knows all the names of all the houses. The house is literally 10 feet
from the road.
from the road.
Okay.
Porch.
And there's 4 beautiful beech trees, all of which have been there for over. And we know that those trees will be affected, will be impacted, and the house may very well be impacted.
And I'm going to leave you with this
Okay.
report.
Yeah, we'll get this on video too.
But June will be happy to talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just addressed my trees here.
Terrific.
So, okay. And the date on this is 2015. Okay. So yeah, I'll
So
learn
you're
more
gonna
about this.
continue
Thank you.
on up? I'll meet
Yeah.
you up there.
So
Are you going to walk?
yeah, I'm gonna walk.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So as you walk, there's wetlands where Barbara's
Okay.
Barbara's grandsons found bog turtles on the left-hand side. We had photographed them. We think they
I
were
have a
bog.
photograph.
Yeah. And then then you'll see Arniestown Cemetery on the right. It's just you can barely tell it's there, but there's an American flag in front.
Right
of
on the corner.
Right
There's
on
a
the corner.
sharp
Okay.
left-hand turn. You'll see the cemetery.
June's house is the big white house on the hill, Myrtle
Okay.
Bank. It's called.
Myrtle Bank.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll meet you there
Okay.
to introduce you.
All right, great. Is there a house number associated with it too?
You'll
A Myrtle Bank?
yeah.
Okay, big house on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Big
I'll
white
drive
house.
up there and I'll wait.
Yeah, you'll see me. So yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
wave me
okay.
down. All right, great.
All right,
Thanks.
Carless.
Yeah, here. That was great. Appreciate
Thank
you
you for what
taking the
you're
time. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
take care now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
See you in a little bit. Okay. All right, everybody who's with me, it's just me and you for a little bit. I apologize for the walking if it makes it shaky, so you could just try to not watch if you're curious to listen to me babble. So I do want to get on the video this sign. I'm going to be walking with this sign on Wednesday, I decided. It's a broken trust referring directly to the Pinelands Commission. And on the back, you see, gotta put it on the ground, it's completely blank. So if I'm carrying something that's gonna slow me down a little bit, I wanna make it purposeful. So I have a permanent marker with me, but instead of writing something that I was thinking, I thought what could be fun if anybody wants to suggest what to write here. I was thinking something like September 8th, make the right choice, or something like that. Could be September 8th being the day that the Pinelands are supposedly going to vote on the pipeline. I believe it's a Friday. So it could be that, and it'll be something like that. But if any of you want to suggest something for me to choose from, maybe even the first person to suggest what I could write on the back of this, because I'll be walking down the road and I'll be holding it up, so a fair amount of traffic will see this guy walking along the pipeline route, and they'll see this side, but what they see on the back you could choose. So just to include you a little bit in this journey. So speaking of the journey, here, I'll put on me for a little bit, not that you shouldn't be so bashful, but the journey that I'm on, this is all part of Karlos, and I decided to add the pipelines in because it just seemed important enough to be against fossil fuels in a much wider way than just cars, but cars and the oil that fuels them, and the violence that our cars, over 1 million people die every year across the world because of car-related death. But so I decided to include pipelines, but today is a very special day, and unfortunately I was pulled off the track, but I was gonna actually do 24-hour walk today, and maybe even get to Cape May, which is my finish line idea. Today is the day a little boy who I dedicate the walk to, his name is Rowan, he died at 20 months old. He was crushed by a car. The whole story is one of the hardest stories that I've ever had to endure hearing. I'm not going to share the details now. I don't know that people intimately involved would want them shared. I am, I guess, like 1 or 2 degrees. I never got to meet him, but I would have met him, and I've been in the same place where it happened. But it touched me very deeply, and a few months before that happened, I'm a writer, and I wrote a fictional account of a mother losing her little boy just on a sunny, idyllic day, and just a car, a couple wrong turns, a squirrel fell out of the road. And even writing that story really affected me because I knew it could happen. And then, not the exact same thing, but something similar enough happened when this little boy Rowan, he was only 20 months old. This was in May of 2016. He was killed by a car. So this whole walk is dedicated to him, and today is his birthday. He'd be 3 years old today, and it's why I'm doing this. So I just want to share that. I might do a video later if all goes well. There's a video I want to do, which is I'm also dedicating to him. It'll be a silent film, actually, or as silent as it could be. Oh, it's All right, glad people are watching out for me. Should be a little closer over here. And yeah, I am putting myself in danger, which that car honking at me pointed out, but we're all going to be in a lot of danger if we allow suburban sprawl, industrialization, combined with the ways we treat the planet. We're all in increasing danger. So instead of just lying around and letting it get slowly worse, I decided to take some action, and a walk seemed like the most basic frontal way to have a frontal attack on cars, because I'm specifically not using a car and I'm trying to go visit farms that are self-sufficient, that don't need cars because they use the land that's there to grow their own food. And food, if you have food and all the other things, if you let them stop seeming so important. And a few of the places I went to, they don't need cars. They use them, and I can't blame them. I use cars too. But it's something that we have to realize we're addicted to. 120 years ago, we didn't know cars. They weren't part of our assumed reality. And we were able to pretty much, maybe that was Gene honking at me before, but we were pretty much able to do it without crazy amounts of transportation. We did have trains, but before that we didn't even have that. All right, tell me the connection is weak, so I'm gonna keep going. My battery is strong, at least today, so I'm gonna flip it around and I'm just gonna walk. Maybe if there's less audio, it will allow the connection to be stronger. So let's see if we can keep this video going. I'm not in a great reception area. I do have Verizon, as evil as that is. I've heard other services are really bad in this area. So, all right, I'm gonna shut up. And so once again, we're walking the pipeline route. The pipeline, if built, will be right under the middle of the road. And I guess a lot of it will be HDD drilling. And I will be walking this route on Wednesday. But before that point, I wanted to get this video in just to say I'm back on track with doing this 30-mile pipeline walk. And also, I will be probably walking this part at dark, because I'm going to start at 12 a.m. as I wanted to last week at the gas compressor station in Chesterfield, and walk all the way to Manchester. So hopefully arriving early evening. But anyways, so here, I'm going to change hands here. Thanks for sticking with me. Here we have, I don't know if the audio catches it, but there's a lot of chirping of different insects, and there's also the hum of some kind of machine in the background. Less nice to listen to. But this video right now is probably one of the more boring videos you've seen if you're watching right now. But I love that the world's can just be left alone and grow and do what it does. And a lot of people like, I think, the quietness, and there's a certain urgency that we've allowed to be put into our culture, that we always have to be doing something, we always have to be progressing. But I think this is really what we need more of, just calm, thoughtful action. When you do take action, it should be prefaced with a lot of imagination, considering why you're taking the actions you take. Because somebody's slowing down. Hey, Barbara.
On the left, you'll see an area where there's water, and that's where the bog turtles are.
Okay, all right, right at where the low point, because I see the hill. Okay.
On the left, you'll see where the bog
All right, great. Okay. Okay, all right. It just said we disconnected, but we're back. Only did it for a second. And again, apologies for the shaking. Just part of walking. Maybe if you walk. All right, just lost connection there. So this is coming in bits and pieces. It keeps disconnecting, reconnecting. Maybe that's a sign we're in a good place. That there's not tons of cell phone receptivity here. Just so many environmental hazards that we've created. Cell phone frequencies affecting certain processes probably within our. I was running for a little bit. I made the most of losing the connection and sped up my day. Now I'm entering what might be called a blind curve. Maybe I should go to the other side. I like to face traffic when I do these walks. Oh man, excuse me. But yeah, I like to face traffic. One of the things about people said, well, you could do it on a bike, and I could, but I really don't trust cars. I'm very mistrustful, and to be on the same side of the road where the whole trust is completely on their ability to see me, and it's not that I distrust them that they would hit me intentionally, obviously. It's some of my traveling. Oh, I walked by the place. So I don't know how good reception's gonna be here since it's been blanking out, but we're gonna speak with June, and I proved you wrong. You can miss the house. Oh, what's on the car? Oh, so I can see your car.
Because this is a 300-year-old. And right over
You
this cliff.
do a dual video just in case we lose the thing with June. Just as for redundancy, just so we have it backed up, and I'll post it later.
My
Attached
point
to
is,
this
I'm
video.
not sure that I have any. Oh, I don't.